Walk on, everybody, walk on. Wanna feeling good? Yeah. Wanna feeling spicy? Yeah. Well, I'm kind of out of breath because I was rushing to get here to see all you beautiful people. Before I start my interview, I just want to say, you know, to any woman out there, I want to remind you, that's where you see I am today. I want to remind you of where I'm coming from, because it takes a long journey to get to where I am today. So I want to remind you that I started out from being homeless. I started out from being homeless, and that's why today my thing is from homeless to greatness. Because it's not where you're coming from, it's where you're going. As long as you remember where you're coming from. Yeah. I always encourage people and I tell them, it's not how the race starts that's important. It's how it ends. And that's what determines the winner. Remember that prayer and hard work is the key to success. Believe in God and fight for your dreams and believe in yourself. Because they told me that I would not be able to make it as a black woman coming out of Jamaica. But I shut the doors and I tell them that it's possible. So I remind you to believe in your dreams. Chase your dreams and go for it. Because it is what it is. Spice Official is my name. And for those of you who don't know me, always remember this name Spice. Because you're going to hear about me and it's going to be good things. I love you guys so much.
Make some noise for Spice! All right, everybody, get your seats because this is going to be a good conversation. Spice, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
No, we're super excited to have you. I think they've been waiting on you all day. They have been waiting. Now, let me just tell you first. I thought it was too colorful today.
No, you have on the black, green, and gold. You're in the right color. I like it.
That is the vibe. Okay, so it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Tell everybody how your mental is, like honestly.
My honest mental right now is not 100%. And that's just me being vulnerable and honest to you, because I'm at a place where I do have some insecurities because of my scarring. Last year I almost lost my life. I had a hernia attack that I wasn't aware of, and they had to perform an emergency surgery on me. So they had to open up my chest and go inside of me to save my life. Wow. And I was so traumatized over the entire experience that mentally I'm not 100% healed and ready yet. Just looking back sometimes at what I've been through, and when I was in the ICU and in the hospital, just lying there thinking I could be, you know, dead, I could lose my life. Sometimes when I have flashback, it really kind of triggers me. So I'm still going through it mentally. And so I just want to encourage people out there who's going through anything, just to pray and believe in yourself and just fight through it, because we're going to get through it. Yes. Regardless. That's just how my mental is right now.
I mean, I think you look amazing. Doesn't she look good? I know beneath the clothes you may have those insecurities, but I think we all have insecurities. By a show of hands, how many women have insecurities? Right? We all do. But for you to be able to take this moment, be vulnerable, tell everybody exactly what is going on, but still get up every day and come in looking this way, I think you're doing amazing.
Thank you very much.
All right, so for those who don't know, this is the queen of dancehall, right? Tell us your backstory. How in the world did Spice become Spice? Who were you before you were actually on TV and started making music?
I was Spice before I became Spice. My real name is Grace Hamilton, but I feel like this is who I am in real life, yes. On and off camera. I think I was born to do music. I was born to be an entertainer. I was born to sing. I was born to do what I'm doing. I'm a past student of the St. Catherine High School. Somebody from there. Any St. Catherine High School here? Oh wow, big up Catherine. I was a Blue Crest. Oh hi! Big up Catherine. So I'm a past student of the St. Catherine High School, and even when I was in school, I was singing in Pascal Hall. Wow. I was leading the choir at devotions. So I was doing this, you know, for a long time, even before I became famous. And it was my talent that kind of led a friend to introduce me to someone, Heavy D Junior Fraser, who is a part of Sting, and gave me that big opportunity. It was my talent that I had that I walked on stage when Bone Tequila was performing, you know, just to claim my spot in dancehall. So I've been this person before I became famous.
Absolutely. Look, you gotta have it in you before all of this happens, and that just shows you didn't just wake up one day and the life was given to you.
No, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people don't really
do.
have the talent, and them have try to make it, you know. I do it for auto-tune up on the device. But this natural bad. I was definitely born to entertain.
Yes, and I admire that. How many years do you have in the game?
20 years.
20 years in the game. What has been your biggest challenge, and how did you overcome it outside of, I know you just told the story about your life, but outside of that, what has been your biggest challenge?
I feel like my biggest challenge is colorism. And when I did my white face, thank you very much. When I did my white face to bring awareness to colorism, it was because of things that I was going through as a darker skinned black woman, and I feel like sometimes we get it harder. Thank you. I feel like we get it harder, and we're always misjudged, and we're always painted to be the angry black woman. And so oftentimes when they label something on me or they try to put something on me, I always have to get up and speak for myself or fight for a certain position, because I know that because of who I am and the complexion of my skin, I don't want to sit back and have them label me certain ways. So sometimes when you see me ranting, it's because I know what they're trying to do. Absolutely. So I always have to fight and go in fight mode to fight for myself and who I am. So I feel like that's the hardest thing for me as a black woman in the business, and as a female, it's like twice as hard to stay in a male-dominated business.
Yes. Now I know a lot of other women can relate to that. Women who have dark, and I always think darker the berry, sweeter the juice. Like I really love melanin. I love the color of your skin, and I hate that you had to like deal with colorism. What advice could you give to any woman who may be dealing with this on a daily basis, where she may see a lighter skinned woman, or the lighter skinned woman may get an opportunity over her or something like that? What advice could you give to that woman that feels like she's not winning?
I was told I would reach further if the color of my skin was lighter, and I was made to feel inferior, cause society say brown girls prettier. I love the way I look, I love my pretty black skin. Respect due to the strong melanin. I'm proud of my color like the skin that I'm in. But you know what I'm saying? I would tell them that they're beautiful, just the way they are.
Thank you.
So let's go on, fight the fight.
That is so amazing. Now you have over 4 million followers on Instagram, and Spice, look at my arms.
I see the cold bump.
Yes.
You're not faking, you're not capping. I see the cold bump.
Like, the love that you're getting in this room right now is getting me goosebumps, and you can see. It's amazing. I feel like all 4 million of your followers are in this building right now. We're besties. I know that the besties in the room, so I'm bestie them back. You're bestie all the time. Look, I see the love.
Let's see the Jamaica flag. Respect the Jamaica flag in the crowd.
What does it mean to have a fan base who is so loyal and so supportive?
Listen, if you're going to talk about my fan base, and if you're going to talk about loyalty, and if you're going to talk about my besties, that hits different for me. Because now you're talking about my family. You're talking about people who went to high school with me, who grew up 20 years. It's not, you know, a chicken feed thing. It's not a walk in the park. These people really made me who I am. They really took me from nothing to something. So these people are like my family. I look to them like family. And so sometimes when I go to them with how I'm feeling, it's because they really are like my best friends.
Yes.
I value them so much. I'm very humble with them. You know, I greet them just like I know them for years, because that's how I feel. Being in the business for 20 years and growing with them, they're really like my family, and that's how I look at them. Like, I have the best fan base in the entire world.
Give yourselves
Nobody
a
knows
round
I'm a
of
better
applause.
fans than me. Yes, trust me.
I agree. I'm like, wow. I mean, even before, when you were in the back, you know, waiting to come out, we were playing your music video, and even to that, they were like turning up to the video, and I'm like, man, she's not even here yet. No, congratulations on that. And so, like, what does it mean? I know you talked about loyalty, and I know that, you know, sometimes in life it may not be as easy, but how important is it for everybody to be loyal, even like family, you know, outside of your fan base?
Loyalty is the most important thing for me. I'm a Leo, so I'm very loyal in anything I do. Leo gang in other place.
It's Gemini season right now, though.
Big on the Gemini then, but you know, I'm very big on loyalty because I'm very loyal. And so I love hard and I believe in loyalty above everything. But for me, when it comes on to fans that support you, it's important to be loyal because they got to understand. And I feel like sometimes we have this misconception that because you are popular or you're famous, that you're not human. And so it's important to me to have a loyal fan base because I need people that's gonna know that I'm gonna have a bad day. I'm human. I need a fan base that's gonna know that I'm gonna feel sick today because I'm human. I'm gonna be hungry today because I'm human. I'm gonna be happier next day. I'm human, it's okay. So it's important to have a loyal fan base that will ride with you, that will cry with you, that will laugh with you, that will be happy with you, that will enjoy your success with you, and will climb with you. So for me, loyalty is everything when it comes down to a fan base.
That is very important, I love it. Now you're also a mother, you're a mom, so what is it like being a mom and balancing your life as Spice? Because I can only imagine, like, I have no kids right now, but as much as you move around, I'm like, how are you doing this?
For me, being a mother, I'm a single mother of 2 beautiful children. Big up Nicholas and Nicolata. Everyone are gonna talk about them. My son is almost 15 and I can't believe it. I've been doing this.
15?
Yes, no and way. I've been doing this on my own for 15 years and I will do it for another 15 years. Yes. And I have no regrets. But I love my kids. And a lot of my besties, they know who I am off stage, on stage. They know when I'm Grace Hamilton and they know when I'm Spice because I always try to separate the two. When I have on my black hair, that's Grace Hamilton, that's the mother.
Yes.
But when I transform into my blue wig, then this is the Spice come out, the Spice persona. And so I differentiate the two because I feel like it's important for your kids to know you as that mom at home and not a celebrity at home.
Yes.
And the truth is, speaking about this, is my kids never find out that I'm a celebrity or who I am until they went to school. It was kids at school who told them that I'm Spice.
Is it because
so I live a separate life at home. And I did not bring the spice to them. It was when they started going to school, people was like, Spice, Spice, Spice. And they're like, Mom, why are they calling you Spice? And I was like, I don't know. That's really how my kids found out who I was.
Wow. And it was literally you dropping them off one day, or were they, you take them to school?
They have parents-teacher meeting, they have different kids. I take my kids to school. I'm very, with my kids, and it was people that at school telling them, oh, your mom, you didn't know your mom is a celebrity? You didn't know your mom is, And that's when the questions start coming. But I live a total different life at home as Grace Hamilton. I cook for them, wash their clothes, do everything on a normal mother do, And
so being that you do all of that, do you teach them the same thing? Like, what are you instilling in them that they can take and use it for their futures?
I try to instill the same thing that my mom instilled in me.
Okay.
And that's to be a fighter, like a survivor, no matter what. I came from humble beginnings. My father died when I was 9 years old. Wow. And he left my other 4 siblings and I and my mom in like a 2-bedroom board house, attached house. We always on one bed, sleeping together. Head and tail is what we call it in Jamaica. One person will put their head this way, the other one will put their head the other way, so we all can fit on that one bed. And so I watched my mom, like she could only afford maybe a 1 pound of rice, and I watched her cook that 1 pound of rice, and it seems like it was 10 pounds of rice to make it share for all of us.
She made it with love.
And she made it with love.
Yes.
And I got such a strongness from her as a woman fighting through no matter what. And that's really how I teach my kids to never give up, to fight for their dreams, to believe in themselves, to remain consistent and just keep going no matter what. My daughter is a track star. My son, he loves singing. He loves to play football, but sometimes she will come second in the race. And I'll say, don't worry, you're gonna come first next time. Believe in yourself, you can do this.
That's what you need.
So little things like that is what I try to make sure I embrace and teach my kids so that they can always know to never give up and to keep fighting for their dreams.
I love that. You're a mom. You're a superstar. Everybody loves Spice. But you're also an entrepreneur, right? So, Gracie Noir, am I saying that right?
Don't be like a Shekinah now. Is Shekinah here? But she never know how to pronounce my brand name.
I'm so sorry.
Is she here?
What is it? What is it? No, she's not here today.
Just here. Hi, Shekinah! Yeah, I had a whole fight with her for calling
I
the
said it
name
right,
of
I
mine.
know.
It's Grassy Noir.
Grassy Noir.
Yes.
Grassy Noir. Just
Noir.
because you want me to say it with the accent. Everybody doesn't have a spice accent. But for those who don't know what that is, explain to the people what it is and how you got started.
The name of my brand is called Grassy Noir. The Grassy, it comes from my real name is Grace. And I changed the E to I because Grassy means, you know, love and giving. And I feel like with this brand, that's what I wanted to do. And the word noir, it means black. It's a French word that means black, and I'm an advocate for black people. And so I just joined those two words with love and love for black, and that's really what the name of it is, and what it represents is just love. And I've been an entrepreneur for like ever since I can remember. It's not just now. I've been doing it even since I was a little kid, trying to sell sweets to make my lunch money to go to school. I used to help my mom sell chicken foot when I was in Jamaica. But I've had a clothing store in Jamaica called Spicy Couture, and I had a franchise.
That's cute.
Yeah, I started with Spicy Couture, and I had a franchise in Kingston, I had in Mandeville, I had one in Maypen, I had one in Montego Bay. So I had a franchise store. I just became so popular and so busy, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And so that's why I decided to go online when COVID hit. You know, I revamped everything and I just went with that name. But Grassy Noir is doing extremely good. It's a travel brand. It's an leisure wear, t-shirt, tracksuits, luggages, everything. Grassy Noir is doing extremely great.
And with your business doing great, there are so many female entrepreneurs. And I know I asked you this already 2 times today, but show Spice how many female entrepreneurs are in the building.
Ooh, I can give them a few gems. That's a lot. Keep going, ladies. I'm so proud of y'all.
So Spice,
that's amazing.
All these women in here, they're ready to soak up whatever gems and knowledge they can get. So if there's anything, any piece of advice that you can give to any woman who's in this crowd, any woman who has their own booth out there, what advice could you give to the female entrepreneurs?
I would tell them to remain consistent. I would let them know that your business is like a vehicle. You have to have a map. If you don't have a map, you're not going to know where you're going. You're going to get lost. So I look at myself as a vehicle, and I look at my business as a vehicle, because you got to remember, when you have that vehicle, you got to use the horn to make noise so people can see you. You know what I'm saying? And that horn that is making noise is like the marketing strategy. So you got to have a marketing plan so people can know of your business. And you use yourself as a vehicle. You got to know what directions you're going into. You got to know when to turn right and when to make left, when to stop a little bit, you know? So if you think of yourself as a vehicle, think that you need tires, think that you may need gasoline, think that you need to service the business sometimes. It's just like revamping your business sometimes. That's the servicing part of it. And if you think of yourself as a vehicle and you think, oh, I need a gasoline or the tire, you need the marketing strategy, or the horn is the marketing. So I have a whole plan that, I mean, I can share, but I know I don't have the time now to teach them the gem.
Of course.
But if you remember of thinking of yourself and your business like a vehicle, then you will definitely know where you're going, and you have to have a map, and that's the plan, you know, to get the business going.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So if they want to get gems and all of that good stuff, are you gonna, like, maybe you should do like an ebook or something, or a Spice?
I am. I
definitely
am. I actually just finished school for marketing at Miami University, so absolutely, I'm happy and open to share all the gems that I've learned.
Now, I just thought that, like, you're so, like, it's so many layers to you. Mom, entrepreneur, artist, dancer, but you also have philanthropist. Yes, you have your own foundation. So tell everybody, like, how you got started with your foundation, because I know, like, everybody's goal at some point is to give back to the community, but why did you start yours?
I started my Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation, and I started it because it's built to enrich women through education and entrepreneurship. I personally did that because I remember where I'm coming from, just as I stated when I first came out. When I was younger, my mom could not afford to send me to school, and I went without books. I used to borrow books from people in the class, you know, so that I could, you know, get an education. And so it's important for me now to give back to people in my community who's not able to afford books. And so my foundation I'm actually going to post this girl who reached out where I sent her to college. And she sent me a picture, and when she sent me the picture of how she finished college, I started crying because I could not believe, you know, when she sent me her story and how she was struggling to go to college, and I put up the $300,000 to pay her tuition fee. When I look and see where she is now, I'm like, oh my God, this could be my doctor. This woman could really come and, you know what I'm saying, take care of people. Last year, I managed to raise $5 million for my foundation.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I managed to raise $5 million to give back to the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation. And that meant a lot to me because I was able to provide so many books for school, for kids to go back to school. Yes. And I remember when I did not have books to learn and have a good education. So for me, it's just a plus for me. So everybody out there, when you see me posting my Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation, please help me to give back to my community in whatever way that you can. Because we're going to make sure that we give back this year double time what I gave last year.
Yes. I just love it. This is like I don't think y'all understand how I feel sitting next to this woman right now. It's so inspiring. It's like you're like a breath of fresh air for all of us women who are doing multiple things. I feel like I have so many jobs. You know, they always say Jamaicans have it, but I'm not Jamaican. You know, I just have a lot of jobs. And you're really big on women empowerment. And one of the things, and I'm not going to point her out who she is, but one of the things that someone has asked, you know, with you being in reality TV and with you being all about women empowerment, there was a moment that went viral with you and Erica Mena. And what is it going to take to bring that back together? But the women empowerment is important though, right? No. So what is it going to take to get y'all back on good terms?
That will never happen.
Why not? Honestly.
Let me, I did not want to be asked that question.
Okay.
But the truth is, I'm a celebrity.
Okay.
And it did went viral. And so, I mean, people are going to be concerned and they're going to ask about it. And in all honesty, I'm human. And I feel like people forget, like I said before, that because you're famous, they don't realize that you're still human. I stated my situation with my health. The world knows what I'm going through, that I had the hernia, that I was open up in the chest. I'm still healing, I'm still not 100%, I'm still taking my time. And during reality TV, we're never blindsided, okay? We're never blindsided. So when you go into a scene, you know who's gonna be there, you know the conversation, you know what we're gonna talk about. And I feel like if we're gonna have the conversation, have the conversation. But when you're gonna try to get physical or trying to downplay me or trying to act like you want to embarrass me on TV, or you're trying to do a one-up on me or a come-up on me, or you're going to push a table in my stomach, then I'm going to lose it because I'm human. And it's natural for me to react and be angry because one person in this crowd that a girl is going to fling a table in your stomach and you're going to laugh about it, raise your hand. Show me how happy you're going to be if you're not going to be angry. Show me one person. I want to have the conversation. If somebody feels like, if somebody does that to you in your state of sickness, if you're going to laugh, raise your hand so we can talk about it. Not one person raised their hand. So I'm human. And I reacted that way because I was angry and because I feel like I was trying to, you know, be open and honest with you in a conversation and you didn't want to hear it, so I made you hear it a different way. Now, because we're at the Women's Expo, and because we're trying to say, you know, we're inspiring and stuff, I am not going to say that I was right to do what I did.
Okay.
But what I am going to say is that I'm human, and so I reacted in that angry way because I was angry. That was a day where I was angry. There were so many other days, 365, where I'm always happy, always bubbly, always giving people jokes, always, you know, entertaining. But that day I was angry. And I'm not going to apologize because that's not how I feel. Because a lot of people don't know, you know, when you're dying and somebody gonna act like they're wishing you should, like, you know, so many things.
And I don't want you to get too deep into it.
It's a lot.
It was just more so.
It's a lot that happens behind the scene that people never get to see on TV. Okay. Let's just say that.
Well, I don't know. I think that, you know, both of you are dope. You both have, you know, audiences and fans and listeners and people that really are fighting for, you know, just supporting you. And so if we were to ever be able to do that, maybe one day. Okay, what inspires you to get up every morning? Where'd you get your outfit from, Spice?
Big up to my stylist, Roland Banks. He's the one who found this piece for me. I have no idea where he got it, but Roland Banks is my stylist.
Okay. What inspires you to wake up? What keeps you going? With everything that you have going on, what keeps you going?
My kids definitely is something that keeps me going. And, you know, my family. Because, you know, like I said, I came from homeless to greatness. And as the only, you know, higher breadwinner in my family, it motivates me to break generational curses in my family. Nobody in my family is never considered, you know, I'm just trying to break general curses, and so that keeps me motivated. But my fans, I want to emphasize on them because last year when I was dying in the hospital, my sister took my phone away because there were so many things that was being said, whether negative or positive. But when I did get my phone back and I went on my page, there was so many blue hearts on my page, and that's really what gave me life. I was like, I have to fight to come out of this. Like, my fans love me, they need me, and so they really inspire me, they motivate me, and that's why I decided to wear blue for the entire year. For the rest of the year, I'll be in the color blue just to represent my fans and my supporters and my people.
It's coming back, Spice.
I see the cold bones again.
I love the support. Support is so hard to come by. And you not only have support in this room, but you have support worldwide. And so that's why every time they scream, it just...
Global Queen of Dancehall. Yeah, global.
Well, I'm definitely going to open up the floor for questions. But before I do that, if you can tell me what you want to be known for, your legacy. What's two things, maybe one thing, that you want to be known for the most? When people say your name, Spice, how do you want to be viewed?
If them people will allow me to to create that legacy in peace. But I feel like whenever I travel this world and you say reggae music, people say Bob Marley all the time. When you say, you know, reggae, they say Bob Marley. So I always say, whenever I travel this world and you say dancehall, female, I want people to say Spice. Yes. Worldwide, globally. And that's just what I'm working on. I'm almost there. I'm getting there.
All right, well, one more thing. Who do you look up to?
God.
I know that's right. So we unfortunately don't have time for questions, Spice. We actually ran out of time. But
oh, wow, I was looking forward to that.
But we do have a meet and greet. So there's an area where everybody can line up and meet you. So if you want to meet Spice, she'll be on the
Should
right
I go
stage.
over to Shekinah Joe's booth to do the meet and greet? Because Shekinah's coming for that rice and honey. Okay.
All right, everybody, make some noise one more time for Spice. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you so much.